Congratulations, we are back. We are doing treasure hunting with Catherine, just like old times. How is everybody doing? Molly, hi, how lovely to see you. I am super excited to see everybody here. Oh my gosh, there's so many friends here. Let me see if I can read everybody's names. We've got Katanas, Dean. Hi, Dean. Dean has the sourcing... Oh, wait, let me get this right. Is it Sourcing Society, Dean? I think so. And he gave me a really nice shout out over there. So do go and check out Dean's group. We've got Rebecca, we've got Ellen, we've got Diane Matthews, Trina, Molly, yay, Molly, Diane Albright. Oh, Diane, it's so funny. I think there's a picture of us, and I did this it's like one of those Facebook memes, and it shows what a museum would look like if it was a museum of you. And I did that, and it came up with our picture as one of the exhibits, which I thought was really sweet. Jeff Davidson is in the house. Hi, Jeff. How are you doing? Darcy is here. Hi, Darcy. Pat, JP, Diana Morgan. Isaac's here. Yay! And Isaac is on Troll Patrol. We have Troll Patrol because today we're going no nonsense. We're having no hecklers, no disruptions. Isaac will smash them with the ban hammer if they so much as look at me in a strange way. So Isaac is full on Troll Patrol today. Wow, it's really exciting to do a live show. It's been a while. I've done a few classes, but it's a while since I just did a show so I could chat and see how everyone's doing, answer questions, and just kind of talk to you guys. I think I was feeling a bit isolated. Oh my gosh, I almost knocked my microphone over. I think I was feeling a bit isolated in my treasure pit, and just kind of wanted to reach out and talk to people. So I'm just looking back because last night I suddenly got this feeling of, you know what, I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I think it's time I did a show tomorrow. And I'm looking back at what I promised I'd talk about, because I was just kind of, you know, when you get a bolt of inspiration and you just start going, okay, guys, I've got an idea. I'm going to do a show and this is what I'm going to talk about. So I'm looking at what I promised, which was summer plans. We can talk about summer plans. We can talk about 4th of July, what people are doing for the 4th of July. The UPC controversy. That's potentially a dark place. But I do have some things to say about that. So that will be fun. We'll go over that quickly. And I'm thinking if you guys stay with us, we'll play a game of Return Pile Zillionaire. That was a game show we played at our Facebook party. I don't know, I think it was about a month ago. And it was super fun. So if we've got any volunteers for Return Pile Zillionaire, we might have a game of that. So that's all the things that are coming up in the show. I would love to answer your questions. If you have any questions about Amazon, selling online, white label, coloring books, create space, any of those fun things, I would love to hear them. I would love to answer them. Post them where it says send a message, hit / and then type your question, and I will be super happy to answer them. So that's a lot of things. Hi, Felicia, how are you doing? Hi, Diana, Anita, and Sweetness, I think that says. I can't read your funny font. But yeah, there's lots of things to talk about. Cool. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was, actually, you know what? I'll tell you what I'm up to at the moment. So you remember I had a pod. I had a big storage unit pod, and it was full of stuff. It was like absolutely full of stuff. Well, it's still full of stuff, which is terrible. I haven't been treasure hunting as much as I used to because I have a pod full of stuff. And I've kind of been focusing more on doing courses, more on doing classes. I keep doing ASD and having all of those kind of things going on. So basically guruing. And I've been doing too much guruing and not enough treasure hunting and not enough disposing of stuff. So the last month or so, we've been doing kind of stuff removal in various ways. And it's crazy. I keep going through all the stuff and just being like, wow, I remember when I found this, or whoa, I don't remember when I found this. Do you guys, like, are you all hoarding? Or do you have like really good control over what comes in and what goes out? Because a lot of this is kind of left over from my eBay days. I mean, with FBA, it's fine because you send it all into Amazon, it goes to the warehouse, it's gone, it's out of your house. But with eBay, oh my gosh, you end up with a lot of stuff that you're kind of sitting on. So I've actually been doing some eBaying. I donated a lot of stuff. I did some Book Off runs. Book Off is our used bookstore. Took a lot of stuff there. But oh my gosh, I want to show you a couple of the things I found. I'm going to show you this one. You saw this in our group in treasure hunting. If you're in the Facebook group, treasure hunting, I showed this. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's all going to fall apart on me. But this is a box of stuff that I bought at a estate sale about maybe a year, 2 years ago. And I think I got it for like $3 or $2, something like that. And I finally opened it up and had a look at it today. Or not today, like last week. And I was like, whoa, this is like effectively Isaac's brain. It's just like little weird electronic bits. And I'm not good at electronic bits. But I just kind of wanted to show you, just because I thought it was so much fun, that I had this huge box with all these little doodads in. And I don't know what they are. I think they're like semiconductors and things like that. So I've been kind of sorting it all out. And actually, I'm not going to dig too deep. But at the bottom, there are some cool circuit boards from, I think, the 80s. And they're selling for $19.95 each on eBay. And it looks like semiconductors sell for about $1 to $3 each. So I'm trying to bundle all that up and sell it. But basically, yeah, I don't think I can list it on eBay as Isaac's brain. But I think it's just such a fun thing that I found. And that's something I've always loved doing, is buying big boxes of things and then just digging through it to find the cool stuff. But of course, what you end up with is a lot of leftover stuff that ends up in the pod. So don't fall into the trap. You sell the best stuff, sell those cool circuit boards and the things that are worth the money, bundle everything else, get it sold, get it listed, and move on. Donate the stuff that's not worth it or that you're not sure about. Don't end up with a storage pod forever. Hey, Patrick's here. Debbie is here. Oh, there's two Debbies. There's Book Kiosk Debbie and Debbie Tremblay. How are you doing, Debbie? Really nice to see you. Cool. Oh, what else did I find? Oh, I wanted to show you this as well. I just found this in my cupboard in the kitchen. Check these out. Outstanding Navy speeches from 1967 and 1969. I didn't know this was a thing. But look, if you want to read a speech, Building Naval Air Power by Rear Admiral Robert Townsend, 1967. There's some pretty awesome military history here. So, wow, it says, for a security review of a public speech, send this to the Chief of Naval Operations, Room 5A726, the Pentagon. So scary stuff, but also kind of cool. What else did I find? Oh, I found, oh my gosh, I'm like surrounded in piles of things. Oh, I also found a big bag of Christmas stitch kits. How cool is this? Now, a long time ago, I talked to Cindy Sawley about stitch kits, and she's like the master of stitch kits, cross stitch kits, like that's her thing. And I would love to show her these. I think I'm going to have to take a picture and send them to her, because she's like, okay, you need to list this for this price and this for this price. This one's really cool. It's a Busilla Christmas stocking Santa collage. So I don't know, is it too early to get these on eBay? I'm thinking not. Because I think if I list them now, it will give people time to sew them for Christmas. So yeah, everyone's saying yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Book Kiosk. She's saying yes, yes, yes. Sell them now. Dollars, dollars, dollars. So I got a whole bag, and they're all Christmassy there. So oh, that's cool information. Debbie Tremblay says, I sold mine during the summer last year. So everyone's saying yes, list them. So this is really good information. So I will get these things listed. This is so fun. Oh my gosh, this is just like how we used to do treasure hunting. I don't know why I stopped. We need to keep going with the treasure hunting. Hi Marie, welcome. So how's everyone doing? Are you all, like, how are sales going? Because I know I did a few coaching calls. Ooh, I don't know. I think it was last month. I did some free coaching calls. And I know a lot of people are finding right now is kind of this big lull. And I don't want people getting disheartened. I think that's like a big problem I have, is that in the summer, people tend to get disheartened. And the reason is you have Easter, well, you have like this big rush with Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and Mother's Day. And then it's like, what happens in the summer? Like, people don't really feel like shopping. They're all splashing around in the sea and I don't know. What do people do? Sunbathing, lying there with like butter on their face, sunbaking. I can't do that because I burn in about 3 seconds. Debbie says, looking forward to back to school sales. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love back to school. And I feel like that's when the lull kind of lifts again, around July, and everything really picks up. Whoa, book kiosk. My eBay sales are up 56% over 30 days ago. That's awesome. That's really exciting. Are you doing anything differently, or is that just, it's just the season? I wonder if people are buying more books. Oh, you're listing. That's good. That's good. Just keep listing. Keep listing. Felicia says, one day it's 0, the next day it's X, then the next day it's 10X. That's sort of good and bad. I find that happens with FBA a lot. Sort of based on when you send stuff in. When you send things in, there's like this big rush of activity, and then it kind of dips a bit. Oh, cool. Jersey Pines, selling books on Amazon, quite a few that I thought would be long tail. That's cool. Maybe people are buying books for the summer holidays. Cool. So what are we all thinking about 4th of July? Are people doing 4th of July bundles or sourcing products? Because I'm seeing the dollar stores are absolutely full of 4th of July. Like, I'm thinking like pinwheels and here's the great thing about 4th of July this year is that we're moving into election. Well, we're kind of in election season. So everyone's feeling kind of patriotic. Everyone's like waving their US flags and also going to rallies, going to primaries, going to all of those kind of things. So it seems like 4th of July right now, anything that's patriotic, anything that's got flags on, kind of has a double use. You can use it for all the election parties. And I bet there will be election parties, like big time election parties around the time of the actual election. So I think this year is probably the most exciting time to buy 4th of July products. I'm just reading. Wow, you guys are busy. You guys are on this. Debbie says, I made some 4th of July bundles and they are moving. Awesome. Felicia's doing paper plates and window gels. Barbecue stuff, shower curtains. Whoa, that is pretty cool. And you know, there are a lot of suppliers that will do custom shower curtains. So that's pretty cool. One of my big things, I was looking to see if I have any around. One of my big things for previous 4th of Julys was tablecloths. I found like table covers did really, really well for 4th of July. And another thing I found really good for 4th of July was like vintage nostalgia Americana. So kind of the faded out, like imagine the flag, but then instead of white, it's kind of faded out with sort of nice beigey aged sort of look. I've done really, really well with that in the past, that whole sort of nostalgic Americana. So, whoa, there's really good tips there. The 99 cent store had some cool stuff. They had like little dolls, and teddy bears. Oh my gosh, all of that sort of thing. And think outside the box with 4th of July. If you're doing shirts, like if you're going to do merch shirts, yeah, thinking fast for 4th of July. You can get a lot of shirts up. And the key with this, don't just go with happy 4th of July. Like, think about really specific people and really specific thoughts that people are having around 4th of July. That might be political. That might be to do with certain political candidates, certain events in the news. Or it might be like hobbies. Like, think about people going to special events for 4th of July. What do bikers do on the 4th of July? So motorbike 4th of July shirts. What about universities? What do like professors wear for the 4th of July? What about student parties? Oh, and that was something that came up. So I don't know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did the sexual wellness class. Cover your ears, anyone who's a little shy about sexual wellness things. But we did an awesome sexual wellness class, and it was a lot of fun. We came up with a lot of ideas that were very, very, very out of the box, and very saleable. And one of the things we did, we looked at what has been popular for 4th of July. Well, one of those things that I've had luck with is candy and candy baskets. And that makes such an awesome bundle. If you put like, I don't know, red, white, and blue candy in a big US flag candy dish, super seller, like a super bundle for parties, for barbecues, all those things. Also think about things like student parties, and I know at the parties I went to, and we're still on sexual wellness, so just cover your ears a little bit longer. At parties I used to go to when I was a student, they always put out like dishes in the restrooms with like condoms in them. Think about themed seasonal bundles in that department. Think of what you know from candy dishes and candy, and you can make more adult versions of these bundles. Debbie makes a really good point. It's tough with candy because it's meltable time now. And that's a good point. I think jelly beans are okay. Jelly beans seem to do fine even in meltable seasons. Basically, the rule with Amazon is it has to withstand 100 degrees. And I know in bundles, some people got really, really smart with this. And they were setting their ovens and their stoves to 100 degrees and testing whether things melted at 100 degrees. But you can actually Google many things to find the melting point. So check out your candy. Most of it, hard candy, jelly beans, mints. And I've seen a lot of 4th of July mints, like with stars and all of that sort of thing. And I think those would be absolutely fine. I don't think they're going to melt, but chocolate's a no-no. And I don't know about marshmallows. I think marshmallows might turn into gunky things. So I'd maybe watch out for those. Cool. Oh my gosh, we're like rocking through things. What else did I say I would talk about? Oh, okay. Let's talk about UPC controversy, because I know a few of you have asked about it, and it's like the thread that never ends, guys. Never ends. So, what is the UPC? Oh, I see Isaac with his sword, and I know those are like likes. If you click on the screen, it comes up with like little pictures of your icon, and I know they look like little likes. But your sword is kind of scary, Isaac. It looks like you're kind of like waging into battle on the UPC front. Okay, so what happened with UPCs? And the simple answer is nothing. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. It's kind of interesting. It's been like this huge explosion of events. What first happened? Amazon made a change technically so that when you list an item, if it's from certain very well-known brands, they check to make sure the UPC you are using is actually belonging to that brand. And the reason they're doing this is because a whole bunch of people started making their own listings for things like Frozen dolls or Mickey Mouse, because they didn't like the existing listings. They were like, oh, this is a bad listing, or there's too many sellers on this listing. I'm going to make my own listing, and then no people with scanners will be able to find it. Haha. Amazon do not like that. They don't like duplicate listings. And what happened is people started seeing this UPC warning and going, oh no, what do? I want to list my brand as Disney, or I want to list my brand as Nike, and it's stopping me from doing that. Oh no. And what really happened is that bundles kind of got caught in the crossfire, because people who were making listings for, say, a Mickey Mouse bundle would put Disney as the brand, and then Amazon would flash up and say, you can't do that because this isn't a Disney UPC. And this is for people who are buying UPCs from Leading Edge, or what's the other one, nationwide codes. People are buying codes and they were trying to use them and they weren't matching up. So what happened after this? I think what happened is some gurus were kind of looking to try and figure this out. And they went and looked at the policies. And they went, oh my gosh, the policies have changed. The policies have changed. And now it says that you can't use, you can't use UPC codes that have been bought from Leading Edge or Nationwide. It says, oh my gosh, I should have brought up the policy. Let me get the UPC policy because it's there somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to find it because I want to read it out. Oh, there we go. Okay, it says, oh gosh, I can't find it. Anyway, it says that Amazon recommend that you use UPC codes purchased from GS1. And it says that UPC codes must be valid GS1 codes. Now, there's two things there. First of all, the codes must be GS1 codes. That means they must be valid barcodes. They must be valid UPCs. They can't be something that you put together with a number generator. And it can't be something where you go in a store and you go, oh, hey, this has got this UPC. I'm just going to use this for my Frozen dolls, and no one will ever find my Frozen dolls. And people were doing that. So that's what they mean by these must be valid GS1 codes. Now, Leading Edge and the Nationwide, I've forgotten the name of the company. I think it's like Nationwide or National Barcodes. They actually do sell GS1 barcodes. The barcodes they are selling are GS1 barcodes. And Amazon have said this is absolutely fine. And a whole bunch of people have emailed Amazon, and they have very clearly come back with this. And they have said, let me see if I can find the email that they've come back with. They said, let me get it. I understand you would like us to clarify some posts on Facebook that Amazon is changing the policy on UPC codes. Amazon does not comment on rumors or speculative news reports. I can assure you that we have not announced any changes with our policy. If you manufacture the product yourself, we recommend you purchase UPC codes from GS1 to avoid inconvenience or future problems, but you can still decide if you want to purchase UPC codes from other companies as long as it's a valid UPC code. So basically, they have very clearly said that there has been no policy change, and you can go on using the UPC codes that you've always been using for the last couple of years with no problem. And a whole bunch of people in bundles also emailed for confirmation, and in our other groups have asked for confirmation, and they have all said it's perfectly acceptable to use them. Molly says Leading Edge sent her a certificate of transfer of ownership for her barcodes. I have asked Amazon personally, and they have told me it's absolutely fine to use codes from Leading Edge. Now, if you want, buy codes from GS1. You can buy codes from GS1. They are really, really expensive. They're like $250 for 10, and you have to pay $50 a month. No, $50 a year to stay subscribed with your codes, which sucks. So you can do it if you want, but at the moment, I don't see any reason to recommend doing that. It's a good thing to do if you're doing a private label product. because if you want to get it in a bricks and mortar store. So I'll say that again. It's a good idea to get GS1 codes directly if you want to sell to bricks and mortar stores, because Walmart, Target, etc. will insist on codes with your own prefix in them. But if you're just selling bundles on Amazon, or you're just selling a white label products on Amazon, it just seems like huge overkill at the moment. And what I'm seeing is a lot of blogs saying, well, it's the policy, it's the policy. It's not the policy. Amazon say recommend. They recommend these codes. And they use the term recommended both in the email I just read and in their policy. It says recommend. We recommend you buy them from GS1. And yes, Felicia says, I saw a couple of posts about UPC fear-mongering that ended up being a pitch to buy a course. Yes. And let me just say something here. Like, one of the biggest bloggers who is writing about this sells a health check on your account for $250 starting price. And I feel when your whole pitch is, don't let the scary stories about Amazon stop you from sleeping, but then you're actually making a service to deal with those, and you are like maybe propagating the scary stories yourself, I feel that's not really unbiased information. So what I would say here, I didn't say biggest booger, I don't know what I said, blogger, I said blogger. What I would say here, my big advice, talk to Amazon, get it in writing from Amazon, say, I would like to use these UPCs, is this okay? I bought them from Leading Edge, is this okay? Get it from Amazon. Because as far as I know, we've got 500 people in bundles, we've got 9,000 people in treasure hunting, and they're all using, or the people who bundle, the people who do white label, most of them are using Leading Edge or national codes or other codes with no problem at all. I know of one possible person that got a performance notification that may or may not have been linked to UPCs. And that's out of literally thousands and thousands of people. And it may have been a one-off, it may have been a mistake, it may not have been linked to UPCs. So at this point, don't worry, talk to Amazon, get it in writing, get permission, but don't let the bloggers scare you. Because I think it's kind of sad when people either get scared and they either spend a lot of money on something they don't need to spend a lot of money on, or they get scared and they shut off a big part of their business. I think that sucks, and I hate that that is happening. So please don't stop doing what you're doing. Check it all out with Amazon. That's my take on the UPC controversy. Yay! Cool. And I closed my thread on that on treasure hunting because we got weird trolls. But I'm really happy to talk to you. If you're a bundler or anything like that and you're not sure, you're still anxious, talk to Amazon, or I will happily talk to you personally and we can chat about it if you're still anxious. Cool. Okay, I think, hey, does anyone feel like doing a game show? That would be really cool. I would like, oh my gosh, Molly just said a cool thing. She said, fear is false evidence appearing real. And you know what's crazy is on like Facebook and on blogs, that fear can spread so quickly. It's like, it just takes one person to go, oh, Amazon are banning all the third-party people. Oh no, and suddenly there's like blog posts and every marketer and guru in the business is like periscoping and giving their official like words of advice. And it seems like this, and it appears that this. No, let's not do this. Let's talk to the horse's mouth and get things right. Okay, does anyone feel like doing a game show? Because I think that would be really fun, and I want to do some giveaways. Molly, okay, but here's the catch. You have to come on the camera with me and talk to me. So I'm going to do a game show, but it's got to be someone who's prepared to come on camera. Okay, Tina says, let me get my ears. Okay, Tina, are you coming on? You're going to be in the game show. Let me get everything ready. So we're going to play Return Pile Zillionaire, which is a game we pioneered during our amazing Facebook party, which was super awesome and super exciting. and you can win just amazing, highly valuable prizes. That I say highly valuable. I mean they're interesting prizes. Okay, Tina, when you are ready, just click the call in button. Oh, there you are. Cool. Is that Tina? I can't tell. No, that's not Tina. That's someone else. Who are you, random person? That's George. I don't know who you are, George. Sorry.
I could not hear
there
you.
she is. Tina, hello.
Hello. I could not hear you because of my dog.
How are you doing, Tina?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you so much for watching the show and being part of it.
And I followed you.
Oh, thank you for that. Are you new to treasure hunting? Is this something you've just discovered?
This is something I just discovered, yes.
That's really cool. Okay, so the way this works is about last month in April, they gave me an opportunity to get all my stuff back from the warehouse that I hadn't sold very, very cheaply. So I have all this stuff that I would like to give away. And it's kind of random. So how this works is I will show you some random stuff. For example, this Navy book, and I will say, would you like to keep this or would you like to gamble it? And if you say you would like to gamble it, then I'll be like, oh, well, the next item is this bottle of water. Would you like to keep or would you like to gamble? And we keep going. And at some point you have to choose. You kind of have to say keep, because I only have so many things that you can actually win. But we'll get started. So, okay, here's item number 1. Some creepy crawlies. Would you like to keep these or gamble?
Gamble.
Gamble. Whoa, it's a brave lady. Okay, the next prize is some Easter bunnies. These are good if you bundle items or put things in them. Would you like to keep the bunnies or gamble?
Gamble.
Gamble. Whoa, she's a brave lady. Okay, the next item is this. Oh, this is a good one. Some cocoa mugs with Spider-Man on them and hot cocoa.
Keep.
Yay, Tina, you are a winner. So what you need to do is send me your name and address, and I will send you the Spider-Man mugs. Woohoo!
Oh, you're gonna have to send me your email.
Okay, my email, Tina, is hi@katherine.com.
Okay, hold on.
Hi@katherine.com. So congratulations, Tina. Woohoo!
Hold on. Can you write that down in the chat?
It's in the chat, Tina. You can get it right there. So thank you so much. Everyone give Tina some props and a big round of applause. Have a lovely day, Tina.
Okay, thank you.
Yay, that was Tina. And we had an awesome game of Return Pile Zillionaire. So that was pretty cool. It's a great game show. I think we need to come back and do this again next week because it's too much fun doing game shows. Cool. So what else did I promise I would talk about? Because I know we're kind of all over different tangents. Oh, okay. I wanted to talk about the biggest source of stress. Oh, I think this is a good one. I wanted to do a Periscope on this the other day. And I didn't get around to doing a Periscope, and I thought instead what I would do is everything I wanted to talk about, I would just kind of come and talk about in the Blab. And okay, I'm going to first of all ask you guys, what do you think is the biggest source of stress in your day as an entrepreneur? Tina says, my child. How old's your child, Tina? Jeff says, having enough food. There's kind of some legitimacy to having enough food. I don't know, Jeff. I'm sure you have enough food. Debbie says, still working at a real job and trying to make this work at the same time. That is really, really hard. It's doable, but it's really hard. I know coming home, you do the 9 to 5 and then you come home and the last thing you want to do is just sit and list stuff or pack boxes. But on the upside, I've seen a lot of people lately who've said, I'm giving up my day job. I'm doing Amazon full time. And I'm seeing a lot of people doing that. So it's doable, but I'm not kind of downsizing that or discrediting that, because it is hard to do it, but it's doable. Diane says bookkeeping. Oh my gosh, I think you're right, Diane. I get my accountant to do most of it for me, because I don't like numbers at all. I don't like the bookkeeping numbers. I like, if I sell this for this much, I make this much money, and that's really good, but the nitty gritty is like, oh, that slows me down. Felicia, not getting enough shipments out. Just keep hacking, coffee, late nights. And Felicia, you'll appreciate this one. Fleetwood Mac concerts on YouTube, and lots of coffee, and hack the boxes. Molly says, when I was new with FBA, the stress was knowing all the policies. Yes, and that's actually a really interesting one, because Amazon policies are sometimes hard to understand. And this is where Facebook groups and just talking to people can really help sort of clarify those things. Sometimes it can get you in more of a mess, as we saw with the UPC thing. But I think on the whole, like, just talking to people can really help clarify which policies are important, which ones are enforced, which ones are likely to get you into big trouble. The main thing is just kind of knowing which products are restricted. And I mean, I've made mistakes. There's a lot of policy files. I've told people about the time I sent in henna tattoos. I had no idea that henna was banned and henna tattoos were banned. I bought a henna kit in Barnes & Noble, sent it into Amazon, and got a policy notification. It sucks that there are risks attached to selling retail arbitrage, to selling anything. And that was kind of another thing I said with the UPCs. Like, if people feel that it's such a big risk, to be sending products in and worrying about UPCs, then retail arbitrage is kind of a big risk just in itself. Because any manufacturer can turn around and say, yes, you can't sell this product anymore. We say all of these products are counterfeit. Like, there are a lot of pitfalls. But let me weigh up against that. I think I've been selling for 4 years on Amazon. And here's the thing. I'm glad I have, because that's been my living. For most of that time, that's been how I made my living. And if I'd been too scared to send in those products, to try things out, to keep going, then I would never have sold. So I think it's good to read policies, to do your research, but never ever let it stop you, because it's better. It's like better to have loved and lost than never lost. No, better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. It's better to have sold on Amazon and get banned and get Jeff Bezos yell at you than to have never sold anything. Because if you sell something, then you've got that skill forever. Oh my gosh, yes. Airsoft banned. Yeah, Amazon will let you send in products that are banned. They will let you create listings for products that are banned. But yeah, Molly says something great, that Amazon was so nice about it, which helped remove fear of them. And I had 2 performance notifications earlier this year, and they were both for retail arbitrage products. I talked to Amazon about them, and they actually called me back and were like, thank you so much for being an awesome Amazon seller. We really appreciate that you're trying to do things. Generally, if you are doing the right thing with Amazon, you're trying to abide by their policies, you ask them questions, you ask them if you're not sure about something, they will generally be really nice to you and really helpful. And I've had a lot of performance notifications removed because Amazon were like, yeah, that's not your fault. Thank you for sort of playing by the rules. That said, I would focus on selling products you have receipts for and you can track the supply. I've got kind of wary personally about selling thrifted products on Amazon. I tend to focus now on just products I definitely have a receipt for, because I know that Amazon, if there's any problem arises, the best thing you can do is show them a receipt or an invoice. So me personally, I've made the risk assessment that I don't want to sell thrifted items, except books. I think books are pretty safe. But I'm very wary of selling gadgets or toys or anything that could be considered counterfeit unless I have receipts for it. Debbie says, I hate now when I purchase a product and list it all the way to the end to have Amazon warn me They already have too much of this item and I will be charged long-term storage fees. Are you getting that happening a lot, Debbie? I haven't encountered it myself yet. And I thought they kind of eased back on that a bit, but that's a bummer that that's still happening. Clothing and shoes, that's interesting. And that really sucks. Yeah, I don't know if there's an answer to that other than sort of sourcing really fast moving product or selling it somewhere else, eBay or something. But yeah, that's pretty frustrating. Okay, so what I was going to say, I think my biggest source of stress is not knowing what to do. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, oh, thank you, Tina. Tina sent me her email, so I can send you your cool hot chocolate, Tina. Yeah, my biggest source of stress is when I'm just kind of walking around going, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to list. I don't know whether to write. I'm stuck. Should I make T-shirts? Should I make books? And I feel kind of overwhelmed by the possibilities, but also kind of stuck and stagnant. Like, is this just a Catherine problem, or is this? Because I get the feeling that happens for a lot of people. Like, it's stressful when you feel like, okay, I need to make some money right now. That's a big source of stress. Like, okay, I need to pay the bills. And I've been in that situation in my past. A lot of you who've been with treasure hunting since the beginning will know that I started eBaying because I was in a situation where I had no income and I didn't know what to do. So I eBayed. But that's not so stressful to me if I know what to do. Because if you've got no money, you kind of know what to do. List some products, like send some stuff to Amazon, list on eBay. I think what's stressful is not knowing what to do. And I think we kind of get stuck in our bubble and in our self-image of like, well, I'm a person that just sells on eBay, or I'm a person that just does FBA. And I think sometimes if you're really stuck, do something else. You can always do something. And it's funny because I think a lot of us are like in theory, it sounds easy to say, well, just paint a picture, write a book, draw something. But then the answer to that, that's not me. I've never painted a picture. I don't know how to paint a picture. And it's kind of interesting to sort of step outside yourself objectively and say, well, what's stopping me from doing something different, from trying something? What's scaring me? Like, I loved what Molly said. I feel like fear is kind of a theme for this show, because she said, what was it? False evidence appearing real. And I think this is a big problem for a lot of us, because we kind of have this self-talk around ourselves of, oh, it'll never work. There's no point in me doing that. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. And sometimes, like, you can just look around you and figure out something to do. Like, you can get inspiration from anything in your environment. Like, if I look out the window and I go, oh, okay, there's birds flying past. Ooh, birds. Okay, what can we do with birds? Okay, we can make a T-shirt about birds. We can make a coloring book about birds, a birds lovers T-shirt. Make a birdhouse, decorate a birdhouse, put it on Etsy. Like, there's so many directions you can go with anything. You can look around you and find inspiration just from all kinds of things. And one thing I wanted to share, I've been talking about emotions a lot. And those of you who get my newsletter, you'll see I posted a thing called an emotions wheel by Plutchik. It's a great name. And I've really been thinking about emotions because one thing I learned when I did improv classes, it's that a great character has a strong point of view. And if you want to entertain someone, have a strong point of view. Like, walk on a stage and go, I hate marshmallows. Or walk on the stage and go, I love marshmallows. They're the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, I love marshmallows so much. Or, oh, I'm terrified of marshmallows. This skill totally applies to, like, any product you can make. So if you look out the window and go, birds, oh my gosh, I'm terrified of birds. Make a scary birds story. Make a terrifying birds coloring book. Vampire birds, zombie birds. Hitchcock, scary birds. Or if you love birds, then you could do, like, pictures of cute birds, fluffy birds, happy birds. Debbie says she loves cardinals. I love magpies. You know what's funny about this? Oh my gosh, let me tell you about magpies. Where I used to live in Guernsey, in the Channel Islands, we had loads and loads of magpies. And I love magpies because there's like rhymes about magpies. When you're pregnant in England, you do that. Oh, two for a girl and one for a boy. So you kind of use them to predict whether you're going to have a boy or a girl. And I love magpies. I think they're great birds. And it's kind of funny because I never saw where my future was heading into treasure hunting. Because magpies are like the ultimate treasure hunters. They go and find all the shiny things or the cool things and put them in their nest. So it was kind of fitting in a way. But I had like this crazy neighbor who had BB guns, which I think were pretty much illegal on the island. And he would shoot the magpies. And I got so bummed out by this. So now bear in mind, I lived on this tiny little island. I ended up in a newspaper war with this gentleman. And we were both just writing like letters to the newspaper about, I was like, it's terrible to shoot these magpies. You might kill one of my small children. Because at that point, my girls were like toddlers. And that's the story about the magpies. So I stood up for the magpies. I love magpies, which actually could make a great coloring book or jewelry or like all the things you could do. I want a magpie necklace now. And this, oh my gosh, Debbie says, if you see a cardinal close by, a deceased family member that you miss is visiting you. Oh, that's really beautiful, Debbie. I like that. Or Molly says, if doing FBA arbitrage, you can scan everything with a bird theme in the store. That would be effective. Sometimes I go in and feel overwhelmed. Yes, Molly, that is brilliant. So if you walk into Walmart and you're feeling overwhelmed, which happens, like if you're doing retail arbitrage, so often you go in a store and you're like, oh my gosh, this store is so overwhelming. There's so much stuff. Where do I start? What about setting a challenge to yourself? Okay, I'm going to go and look for everything bird related, like clocks, tablecloths, sewing kits. Like I bet there's so many places you never look. But if you just set a goal to look for that particular niche, you could do something really cool with that. Create members. Use the niche machine for this, because the niche machine is full of those ideas, those little niches you can find, whether it's particular styles, whether it's particular like animals, colors, I don't know, food, drink, flavors. Like choose a niche and go search everything in that niche. That's such a great tip, Molly. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. So I think the point of this is that there's always something you can do. There's always a way to get inspired. Like look around you, pick the first letter of the first thing you see. Okay, I've got a bottle here. B. Come up with 10 niches that start with B. Bicycles, bobcats. Like you can just come up with a list of things to generate niches and ideas, and then use them to do something that appeals to you. Whether it's making T-shirts, whether it's making bundles, whatever it is. People will love things that are very specific niches. Debbie also says, read a book and learn a new skill to take your business further. And, you know, that's another cool thing. Like, just go to the bookstore and pick a random topic and give yourself half an hour to learn a new skill. Like, okay, I'm going to learn about flower pressing. And 30 minutes from now, I'm going to know how to press flowers. Suddenly you've like leveled up a little bit. That's like, wow, you guys are great. I love the tips that are coming up here. So some really cool ideas here. Oh, I wanted to give you a really quick tip, guys. Searchblast.net. Let me just put a link to searchblast.net. Oh, that's not going to work. Hold on. How do I do that? Oh, I can't put that in there. Let me try that again. Searchblast.net. Oh, Blab, there we go. Okay, so I've just put a link up to searchblast.net. This is a cool tool that Isaac put together last week because he's crazy and he just puts like amazing apps together. And he's just made a fix to it or an addition to it so that you can look at eBay sold listings. How epic is that? So if you haven't tried it yet, please, please, please go and give searchblast.net a go. It's totally free. There's no catch at all. We don't take any sign-ins. We don't take your login information. We don't do anything like that. It's totally free, and it's cool because it lets you do research really, really fast. So this kind of leads on from what we were talking about. If you typed in magpie or cardinal, you can do an artwork search on that and get it to bring up searches in Pinterest, Instagram, all of those kind of things. Or you can search sources and bring up everything about magpies or cardinals on Walmart, eBay, Etsy. I can't read what else is on there, but I know it's lots of sourcing sites. You can do some really, really cool stuff with this. So go and have fun with Search Blast. If you like it, please, please, please tell your friends, because Isaac's awesome, and I really want this to get the attention it deserves because it's such a cool, useful tool to use. Or if you have any suggestions for it, we would also love to hear that. A gentleman actually just asked us, oh my God, there's a scary spider. A gentleman just asked us for the eBay solds, and Isaac put that in there this afternoon. So we are totally listening to any suggestions on that. So that's searchblast.net. Okay, was there anything else? I think I've covered everything. Is there anything else anyone would like me to talk about quickly about Amazon, about eBay, about selling online, or anything else? Marketing, Facebook, any other topics? I feel like I've talked a lot at you guys. I'm just looking through my notes really quickly to see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Oh, I wanted to say a couple of shout outs. What did I want to say? I love Jordan's thing. I put it on the newsletter. Do check out our newsletters. We sent one out recently. And if you're not in our treasure hunting group, please come and join the treasure hunting group. Sterling, yes, please suggest Search Blast. Honestly, the more people talk about it, the better. I would love it if you share it anywhere that it's welcome. So thank you. I would appreciate that. If you're not in our group, Treasure Hunting, please, please, please come and join. We had a big newsletter going out. Hello, Sydney. I do talk about finding things on Amazon. That's a big, big part of what we do. If you're interested in that, come and join the Facebook group. We talk about selling on Amazon all the time. We also have a YouTube channel, and I will be posting the replay of this show up on the YouTube channel, which is there. Cool. Okay. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us. Oh yeah, I wanted to say congratulations to Jordan Colton. He had an awesome, awesome review of all his horrid coloring books this week, which I thought was awesome. What else is happening? Oh, we had some people in Create who are putting together some awesome masterminds. And that's really, really exciting. I love seeing people working together. And I wanted to reach out to you guys and say, please talk to each other, make connections. If someone's doing something you're interested in, talk to them about it. See if you can work together, because I'm seeing some of the ladies in Create coming up with some amazing, amazing, mind-blowing enterprises together, which is really exciting. They're putting their heads together, their resources and skills together, and doing some great things. What else? Molly asked a question. How to start a meetup group? That's a really good question, Molly. Meetup.com. I think there's like a monthly fee for it. I actually have a meetup.com group for San Diego. It's got a bunch of people in it, and I haven't hosted a meetup because I'm terrible. But I'm actually, and there's a poll in treasure hunting, and please go and comment on that. Please check it out and comment on that, because I would really appreciate it. But I'm thinking about maybe this summer doing workshops, and I haven't really ironed out the details yet. I'm thinking it won't be straight selling on Amazon workshops, but I'm thinking more kind of how to boost your creative thinking, how to get self-sufficient so that you always have a way of making money, you always have a lifeline, and that would kind of be the focus of it. So if you like this idea, I would love to hear from you. And also, I kind of want to get out of San Diego and just go meet people. I know we've got ASD coming up in August, and we'll be there. We're doing some speaking there. We're doing some teaching there. But I would love to go to more places. So if you guys would like us to come to your city, or if you have a meetup group in your city and you have connections there, talk to me, because I would love to make this happen and make this real. I've got some really awesome ideas for workshops. So let me know. I need to figure out whether it's feasible, whether we can get paid for doing it so we can afford to do it. But I would love, love, love to come and meet you guys and work with you and host some workshops. So if that's something that appeals, let me know. Talk on the poll that I posted in Treasure Hunting. There's a thread there about coaching and workshops and retreats, and I would love to talk to you there. So let me know. Thanks for all the nice comments, guys. I really appreciate it. I miss coffee with Catherine too. It's really fun. I'm really glad to be back and doing a weekend show. And I think this might be something we'll keep doing. I'll post a replay on YouTube. Join the Facebook group. Check out Search Blast and have an awesome Sunday evening, guys. I love you lots. Thank you for joining us.